Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special video here, kicking off a new mini series here on the YouTube channel. Of course, youtube.com/@ScottEWrestling. This will be part of the continuation and the growth of the Five Star Joshi Show right here on this channel. It's going to be this simple. We're calling it Joshi Weekly. It is a weekly segment when there's no major shows, no major reviews, no big Cork and Halls, no big arena shows to talk what's going on in the world of Joshi. I've been trying to come up with an idea. How do we keep that constant discussion going about the world of Joshi and what's going on? Well, I thought about it. Put it together, very simple. As part of the Five Star Joshi Show, we now have Joshi Weekly. This will not be a weekly occurrence. If we have a big review to talk about, or two or three, we will do specific show reviews. But any week that those aren't happening, it will be weekly. So don't you worry about it. We will always have some sort of content each and every week right here on the YouTube channel, unless something comes up in my life that covers the world of Joshi on a weekly basis. So thank you, everyone, for joining me here for this very first edition of Joshi Weekly. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of little things here and there. The start of Friday Night Gacha by Chigusa Nagayo. We're going to talk Sareee in Ring of Honor and the continued discussions regarding that. We'll also kind of give you a look forward to what's coming up over the next week or so in the world of Joshi, some of the major events, major matches at the end for all of you to witness. We'll also be doing previews on this channel, not through this. So keep an eye out for that. We have a lot of content coming up. I'm going to kind of give you on these episodes as well a little bit of a mini schedule to look forward to what's coming up. So that's what this serves as. I hadn't done a video in almost a week, so it's only the right time to talk a little bit of everything, especially after a really fun time at Friday Night Gacha on Wrestle Universe. So with that being said, let's get to our mini show here. And I will say this right at the start. If you have recommendations, if you have things that you want covered on Joshi Weekly, you let me know, whether it be favorite matches from the week in Joshi. I could always do that at the end of them when they come around, right? When we're not doing these reviews and it's time for a Joshi Weekly episode, you let me know. Do you want to hear my favorite matches from the week, my top recommendations? That's always something possible. Leave comments below. I'm all ears for what you want to see from this. So without further ado, let's get to this show. And these won't be too long, a little bite-size type audio here, but a lot of fun along the way. So let's get into it. First off, I want to ask you all, if you are on the YouTube channel listening to this, go over to posts or leave a comment below. We are going to be doing a Q&A video next week right here on the channel. I'm going to be taking your questions that you ask me. Anything in the world of Joshi, whether it be past, present, or future, you can ask me below. Doesn't matter the promotion, doesn't matter anything else. Feel free to ask whatever you want. I'm giving the option just to the subscribers right now. I'll present it to a broader audience over the next week as well. But feel free to drop it below. You can also email me at ScottEWrestling@gmail.com if you want to send in questions that way. I'm taking your questions. I want to hear. I'll answer every question you give me, as long as it's a question I can answer. So make sure you send those below or put it in the post under post on the YouTube channel. DM me, email me, whatever you want, however you want to get me your question. Feel free to do so. That'll be a fun video to look forward to next week. Now, we continue on here and we start with a recap of the very first Friday Night Gacha, a Joshi version, as I like to say, of the Monday Magic shows that Pro Wrestling Noah has been doing. This was a fun, cool announcement by Wrestle Universe alongside Nasawa Rongai that Chigusa Nagayo is going to have the opportunity to put together these few weekly cards. I believe there's going to be 3 or 4 episodes of them on Fridays, and it's going to be a lot of Joshi talent. You get one men's match in there as well, kind of the way Nagayo likes to book Marvelous in many ways. And you're going to get talent from all over the scene. And the first edition, oh man, it gave us a absolute treat to start things off, and that was Mayu Iwatani of Marigold, the Superfly champion, going one-on-one with Senka Akatsuki, the super rookie of Marvelous. This was a match that was supposed to happen in the Dream Star Grand Prix, but of course, Senka Akatsuki had to miss the tournament due to pneumonia. So, how did this come together? Pretty simple. Chigusa Nagaya went to Rossi Ogawa's house, asked for Mayu Iwatani, asked if we could book the match, and it was booked. And I don't know if you're going to watch such a fun match this week. Like, no, this isn't going to be on your match of the year list or anything like that. It's not even close to that. But it's 8 minutes of fun. It's 8 minutes of like, oh, this is what this show's about. This is what this is going to be about. I absolutely adored it. I absolutely adored everything about this. Senka is back and doing her thing, which is always lovely. Mayu looked like she was having a great time. I like that Mayu has kind of become the staple of these surprise shows. It's like, you gotta go. You're gonna miss a Mayu Iwatani match. You know, Nosawa did his usual thing, the annual thing now of asking Mayu to take part in Monday Magic. So we'll have to see if she's on Monday Magic this upcoming Monday. This should be a lot of fun, but it's nice to see. We start this off with the rebubbling of Marvelous and Marigold's little feud. Senka comes out of the blocks hot, right? Mayu throws the ball into the crowd and gets absolutely wrecked by Senka. And from there, you could just see the light turn on in Mayu, and she says, enough is enough at one point. But again, there's something so great about really this past week in Joshi. So much of the future was highlighted. So much of the future was put on a pedestal and showcased to the world. And I think this match, along with the rest of the show, along with what Sendai Girls this week did with the entire scene, is what you want to see from the world of Joshi. So I'm just telling you now, Friday Night Gacha, you're gonna want to check out each show and try to check it out unspoiled if you can, because when the music hits and the reveals happen, it's so much more exciting. You see the crowd react, you see the match, you see what this match feels like. Senka chance at the end before Mayu hits the moonsault to win. Really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed, again, the concept of this show. I hope that we can continue running it. I think Nagayo has a good idea for it. Again, bringing a little bit of something here and there throughout the show. But Mayu gets the win. Senka was not happy about it. She shoved her hand away when she went for a handshake. So, listen, I'm pretty confident this is far from the last time these two will be facing off, but it was an absolute treat that I can't recommend enough. Go check out a nice 8-minute sprint between the greatest of all time and one of the top rookies in the entire world of professional wrestling. You also had some funny matches throughout. You had Tehama versus Kekuro Sekiguchi, but anytime the music hit, they had to like break away from whatever they were doing, or if they were tired and they had to get up and dance. And Tommy the referee was playing part of it. This was a lot of fun. Like, again, these shows aren't supposed to be super duper serious. Yeah, maybe on Monday Magic you'll get a title match here or there. Maybe that's where we see the next step in the GHC women's title picture. But on these shows, it's for fun, and you're gonna get a serious match here and there, but at the same time, it's the surprise factor. It's for the people that are showing up to these shows, having a good time. Tehoma and Sekiguchi dancing and progressively being way more tired because they're wrestling at the same time. It was a lot of fun. I'm not always big into the comedy stuff, but I couldn't stop laughing at this. This was just very entertaining. I don't. I'm assuming Tae is still retiring, but my gosh, she's getting a lot of work lately. It's a lot of fun to see her be busy. So this was a fun little match as well. You also had a pretty crazy tag match. You had Takumi Iroha teaming with Sendai Girls rookie Yuna to take on Rini Yamashita and Sendai Girls rookie Spike Nishimura. And this kind of created an idea of a tournament I'd love to see in Joshi, not just one company. Like a Marigold or Stardom could run this idea very easily. But with so many young, incredible rookies in Joshi right now, or 3 years or less juniors, whatever you want to call them, there's an idea of putting like, top main event talent with these rookies and doing like some sort of tournament. You have Takumi with Yuna, that's a fun mix up. You have Rini Yamashita with Spike. Sure, you could put Senka with who could you put Senka with? You put Senka with like Big Hash would be cheating, but put Senka with Dash Chisako, right? And Sareee Yamaoka with Hashimoto, and and pick a vet from. I would love if Stardom and Marigold could play together on this because I think it would be an absolute blast. If you have like, hmm, you get the point. Either way, I think a tournament where you have these main event quality wrestlers and their rookie besides them on random from other companies, I think that'd be fascinating. Or you could just do, you can put Takumi with Senka, and you can put Dash with Yuna, and put Mayu with Kamomo Manami and things like that. You could do that too. I just like the idea of the rookie and main eventer type tournament because this match kind of brought that out for me. And this match was a lot of fun too. You got some really cool, crisp moments from Takumi Iroha and Rina Yamashita. I think Spike Nishimura is very exciting, a very exciting rookie. We'll talk more about her in a little bit, as we will with Yuna. I think Yuna is getting a lot of confidence now. And you're starting to see her make the strides that I was kind of hoping she'd start to make, which is really inviting and really exciting. And again, that's all you're looking for. Not every rookie is going to be the Sareee Yamaokas and the Senka Akatsuki's. Not every rookie is going to be Chi-Chi. Not right. All rookies take different times to get it together to figure their stuff out. And what we are seeing in real time is Yuna do that. She's been in it for, I think this is coming up on 2 full years now. And she's starting to really piece it together, which is really, really cool. This was a super fun tag. I'd go out of your way to check this one out as well. And then you had a big time main event for a lot of fun in the end. You have a little bit of the future, the presence, or the future, the past. You have Chikayo Nagashima, Hanako Nakamori, Hanoka, and Miyuki Takase facing off with Mio Momono, Misa Kagura, Rina Amikura, and Valentina Rossi in a Captain Falls rules match. Sure. Sure. And ultimately, this entire match builds, spoiler alert, to Hanoka pinning Mio Momono, who was the captain. That's awesome. Like, again, little things like that, building to these little moments on these show for fun, for the crowd, for the pop. I'm all for it. I hope that this show leads to more and more people buying tickets to the next one, the next one after that. There's so many possibilities that they haven't dove into. There was only one Marigold wrestler on here. I don't think Marvelous or Sendai Girls sent, there's going to be an opportunity for Hashimoto to be on here. Why not? Stardom should take part in this. I think everyone should take part in this. TJPW should too. They're on Wrestle Universe. Everyone should take part in this because it's so much fun. It's such a fun idea, and it gives you an opportunity to see things you're not going to see anywhere else, right? You saw Mayu versus Senka on this show. That should tell you the opportunities are endless. The fun is endless. And I had fun watching this show. I think you will too. One of the easiest watches there are. I highly recommend Friday Night Gacha over on Wrestle Universe. I think the next one is, in fact, next Friday. So look forward to that and check out this show. Just an absolute fun time here. Now we take kind of a very different turn. Let's talk about Sareee on Ring of Honor. If you've been on social media, specifically Twitter, over the past couple days, you've witnessed the debates and everything that's gone with it. And, I've been part of it, and I say my piece and I move on. I don't need to debate with anyone. My opinion, and it remains my opinion, is that if you have the opportunity to book the IWGP Women's Champion, not only the IWGP Women's Champion, but someone in Sareee who I consider the very best, if not the best, then one of the top 2 or 3 best wrestlers on the planet Earth, She should do more than be on a show that is pre-recorded and behind a paywall on a show, mind you, that again, I don't think receives the respect that I would like a Ring of Honor to necessarily receive. Sareee should have been on AEW. Plain and simple. You could have put her on Collision. Easy, said and done. Her versus Alex Windsor. And I don't think that's a crazy take. I think it's a real take. I've seen Joshi wrestlers come in from the Stardom, and Momo Watanabe was on a pay-per-view this year, right? And I know Momo Watanabe, she's part of Stardom, but Sareee is known. She's been in WWE. This is someone who won the Tokyo Sports Women's Grand Prize a year ago. This is someone who has been as part of Stardom all year long. This is someone who is very, very well known. And you know what? Even if she's not, you play a little video package one night, and then the next day you put her on Collision. And guess what? She's going to tear the house down, because that's what Sareee does. This tag match, I watched it. My biggest problem ultimately at the end of the day was, one, we don't get her song. So that hurts me always, because her theme song and the Sareee presentation is fantastic. But she didn't get to be in the match a ton. Like, she was in there for a few minutes, and like seeing her wrestle Diamante and Billy Starks, I was like, this is different, this is fun. But Alex Windsor took most of the match. And I just asked myself, I was like, okay, sure. Now, there is the good side of this. Sareee will be defending, or has defended, the title against Alex Windsor. That match will be out soon. I don't know when. Likely next Thursday. So that will be entertaining. I expect that to be a great match, because you know what? There's no one I trust more to deliver a great match than Sareee. But I can't sit here and just, accept it, because I firmly believe she could have easily and should have been on Collision defending the title against Alex Windsor. And you know why? Because the match would have been awesome. The match would have been great. And it would have been a great start to maybe, hey, Sareee, you want to come over and face Athena eventually? Because that is one of the destinations she wants, right? And for me, knowing how much Sareee cares, knowing how much she cares about this belt and this reign and everything she does, it would have been nice to see us build towards that Athena match one day. Or, maybe she faces Billy Starks. I understand the story, right? Alex Windsor was the same woman that Shuri said, Sareee, you have to wait. I got to go defend overseas, and then I'll be back to defend against you. So now, technically, that is the same story. Sareee saying, wait, I have to face someone overseas, and then I'll face you, right? Same story, same wrestler. Honestly, the story could have been told with any different wrestler, because the same story of you have to wait until I go overseas to do that, it could have been told with any different wrestler. Now, listen, I full loyalty and bias towards Sareee. That is what that is who I am. That's who I'll always be. So that is always going to play a part of this. I absolutely love her as a wrestler, and I believe that if you had put her on AEW television, if she wasn't over from the very start, she was gonna get over, because that's what she does. She is such an incredible performer, and I just want her to have the best possible experiences when she goes to America. You know, and she deserves the best. And I think that Alex Windsor match is going to be an absolute success. I really do. I really do. You know why? Because Alex Windsor hits hard and Sareee hits harder. And Sareee in a singles match, I'm never doubting that. So I'm going to hold out full hope for that. We'll have a review up for that match. I will do a special review, part of like this Joshi Weekly thing. I will review Sareee versus Alex Windsor for the IWGP Women's Championship. But I just wanted to talk about that, because listen, it's a debate that I think, one, it has people getting really mad at one another. At the end of the day, I don't actually need to do the AEW debate and things like that. What I need to do is I am going to defend a wrestler in Sareee that I think deserves the ultimate best treatment, because she is one of the best wrestlers on the entire planet. And not only that, she is one of the most recognized Joshi wrestlers on the entire planet. I want her to get the respect she deserves. I want her to get every single possible respect she deserves. And I know that match absolutely crushed it, to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to come back, and next time I'm going to be on AEW. That's what I believe. That's what I choose to believe. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, because I You can't try to tell me Ring of Honor matters as much as AEW TV or as much as Collision. You can't, because it should have been that. And I feel like next time we'll get there. If this match was as much of a home run that it looked to be, Tony Khan raised her hand. That was a picture that was seen. Um, then she'll be back and she'll have her chance. But yeah, listen, I'm always going to shoot for Sareee. I'm always going to root on for Sareee. And I think that she could have easily been on AEW television defending the IWGP Women's title. After all, this is the first IWGP Women's title defense in America since 2023. That's a big deal. It's a big deal. But I'm happy she made it over. I'm happy she got to do her overseas defense, and now all roads lead to her versus Shuri. You could tell me I'm wrong in the comments. That's fine. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm always just going to root for Sareee, and you could tell me I'm wrong, whatever, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We all have fun here. At the end, and the other part of this, I almost said at the end of the day again. And the other part of this is I'm just always going to root for the Joshi wrestlers to reach that highest pinnacle, that highest moment, and that highest opportunity. And that's what Saree's trying to do. That's what Saya Kamatani's trying to do. That's what every Joshi wrestler is trying to do, is make Joshi better. And Sareee, I think, maybe better than anyone over the past couple of years, has been really pushing that. So next time she's in America, I expect her to be on AEW if that's where she's going. Thank you, and we'll move on. But like I said, I'll be back to review that match next week. The debate doesn't need to happen anymore. We can move on. She just deserves the world, man. Shout out to the sun god. Let's talk about the current rookie tournament going on in Sendai Girls. Is it the Jaja Uma tournament? I believe is the name of it. This is a absolutely wonderful staple that has returned. And the reason I think it's so much fun, or the reason that I think it is such an exciting idea, is you're bringing so many wrestlers from around the scene, from Stardom, from 2AW, from Sendai, from Marvelous, from Marigold, from Seedling, and you're letting them all face off in one tournament. Yeah, at the end of the day, I knew Stardom wrestler versus, I know Emma Maishima wasn't facing Rhea Seto, but the fact that we can have them all featured in one is really great to see. It's what you want to see. And this tournament, after watching it, the first day was on Wednesday at Shinkiba First Ring. The next will be at Sendai Pit on the 17th. It was really good. Like, it was a fun, breezy match where everything made sense. Breezy show, I should say. You start with Spike Nishimura versus Soy. Like I've been saying, I really like Spike. I think this is someone who is going to develop into a really exciting wrestler. Yuka Satsuki versus Rian. Rian, of course, has been developing, right? She used the 5-star Grand Prix to grow a lot and grow in many ways, in so many different ways. And I think that's always exciting. Yuka Satsuki, this is the first time I ever saw her. I think this is a fun, entertaining wrestler that has a bright future. 2AWs is what it is, but I think she has a lot of fun. You had Sorayame versus Rhea Seto. Again, bringing back the Marvelous versus Marigold combo. I think Sorayame is a really exciting rookie. And obviously, Rhea Seto has done a lot of good. You look at the field here. Few wrestlers have maybe had as great of a singles match as Rhea Seto had with Victoria Yuzuki a few weeks ago, right? So again, she is maybe not a favorite, but someone that's really good. And then you get Emma Maishima versus Miku Kane. This match ruled. This was I thought the best match of the first round. Emma Maishima is someone who, when you look at the Stardom rookies over the past year or two, she might have the brightest future in terms of just in-ring skill set. And Miku Kane, I mean, can we get some love for Miku Kane? This is a wrestler who is an absolute star in the making, a fantastic, super athletic, super good babyface type wrestler. She's a bit smaller, but she is super speedy. She's someone that I want to see get continued opportunities. And her and Emma had a really fun match to set up the ultimate main event, which we'll talk about here in a second. We then had Yuki Funa versus Spike Nishimura. That was a match where Spike won back to back, right? Getting not one but two wins and really building her strong. I think she has a real chance at the finals, quite frankly. You then had Maria Kuga versus Rian. Maria Kuga rules, okay? She is fantastic. Seedlings top rookie, top star, out of the signed seedling wrestlers. Either way, she is fantastic. Kick based wrestler, super skilled. This was the first time I'd seen her in a few months, and my goodness, she just continues to evolve. She is the wrestler that's going to lead seedling forward. I truly believe that. And she faced off with Rian. It was a good match. It was a really solid match, one that I couldn't recommend more, honestly. Again, these matches aren't going to be blow away, but it's rookie versus rookie. You're trying to see them prove it. And then you had the big time grudge match, Yuna versus Rhea Seto. Formerly rivals and same class members. Rhea Seto, once upon a time, was a Sendai Girls trained wrestler before leaving for Marigold, and it was her and Yuna that debuted at the same time. They were friends, and before this, Yuna had never beaten Rhea Seto. Well, now she has. Now she's champion. Now she's confident. This was a ton of fun as well. You're seeing these two grow, and it feels like we're going to come back to this. Rhea Seto was not happy about that loss, and Yuna gained confidence from that win. And of course, you had the main event, which was Senka Akatsuki versus Miku Kane, the best match I thought of the entire show. Though the last three were just all really good. I think these two final matches were maybe tied, but all three were really good. With Senka Akatsuki, of course, winning and beating Miku Kane, but super talented duo right here. I think they're both super bright futures in Joshi. And Senka is just on top of her game. If you watch this, you watch the Mayu match, Senka is fully back at it, fully going. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoy this tournament. And this is kind of the tournament that's the perfect lead into the official start of the Future of Joshi series that I'll be debuting on this channel very, very soon. Hopefully next week. We're going to be talking about some of the top young talent from around the Joshi world, just highlighting them, highlighting what they're doing. And on a month-to-month basis, we're going to highlight some of the biggest moments from the young up and comers around the scene. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to be a monthly series right here on the YouTube channel. But I wanted to watch this tournament first because I think it gives it a good opportunity to highlight maybe some more rookies, maybe some more moments for these rookies. So I'm really, really looking forward to putting that together. So keep an eye out. That is our next series to go. As you saw here, your final four are Spike Nishimura versus Maria Kuga and Yuna versus Senka Akatsuki. I think we're buckling up for a Spike versus Senka final, which is really cool. Now, if Maria Kuga wins and we get Senka versus Maria Kuga, that'd be crazy. I don't think Yuna's going to make it to the final, one, because I don't think she's beating Senka, but also because she's a champion. And at the end of this tournament, you want the winner to then face the Sendai Girls Junior Champion for the belt. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm looking forward to these two matchups in Sendai in a few weeks. But it's just great to see the competitiveness of these young stars and doing so on a show that just highlights them. That's what I love so much about this show. A good newsworthy bit as well is this past weekend, Sendai Girls held two other shows, one in Osaka that featured a really good title match between Team 200 kilograms and Manami and Ryo Mizunami that I think everyone should check out in Osaka. And then Shikiba First Ring, which looked to be Lena Cross's farewell main event and another very good match, Venny and Lena Cross versus Red Energy. But before that, after Chihiro Hashimoto's match, the shocker of all shockers happened as super rookie Sareee Yamaoka made her way down to the ring and challenged Big Hash, the Sendai Girls world champion Chihiro Hashimoto, to a one-on-one match. Of course, massive, massive news, exciting news. That's wrestling, folks. The match has been made official. It will be Sareee Yamaoka versus Chihiro Hashimoto, and the match will be massive at Grand Destiny 2025. Sareee Yamaoka has said, she said it to me in an interview, Chihiro Hashimoto is a wrestler she's watched, a wrestler she's studying, because there are similar backgrounds between these two. The amateur background is a major, major part of what connects these two. And it'll be fascinating to see how this match goes for Sareee Yamaoka against someone like Big Hash, who is going to, in many ways, go out there and try everything to give you nothing. I can't wait for that one. That's set for Grand Destiny 2025. Along with that, Marigold also announced for Grand Destiny 2025 the second generation showdown. It will be Kazuna Tanaka with Yumi Fukawa in her corner, taking on Shino, who will have Michiko Omakai in her corner. So the daughters go one-on-one for the very first time, and their mothers will be backing them up. That's awesome. That's the type of stuff you absolutely love to see. And now that we've gone to that point of the podcast, there was some sad news from this past week as well. Koki Amare has been injured. She broke her left clavicle, I believe, and she'll be out for the foreseeable future. Just continued bad luck for Koki Amare. She got injured at a produce show by Yumi Fukawa, just in the tag match, a natural thing. Just an absolute bummer for someone in Koki who, came back from the ACL just a few months ago, and now she's out with the clavicle. She'll miss some time. Wishing her the absolute best in her recovery. But let me give you some looks into the upcoming weekend if you're interested. Margot will be back on Saturday with one show this weekend. You'll see Mirai team up with Yuka Yamazaki against Sareee Yamaoka and Kamon Minami, which would be really cool. As Mirai winds down her time with Marigold, she'll get to team up with her rookie, which is always very cool. And then your main event will be a good preview for Grand Destiny. It will be Utami Hayashishita, Mai Sakurai, and Chika Goto versus Miku Ano, Victoria Zuki, and Mayu Iwatani. We then head to Stardom. They made 2 matches official for their upcoming Korakuen, which will be next weekend, which we will review, starting with the CMLL Japan Championship match. It will be Koguma going one-on-one with Hazuki. So FWC collides, and I cannot wait for that one. That's going to be absolutely lovely to see those two face off, and I hope they absolutely tear it down. Also on that show, it will be BMI 2000's first defense of the Goddesses of Stardom Championships. They'll be defending the belts against Ami Soiree and Lady C. I think that's going to be a really fun match as well. So that Korakuen takes place next weekend. So plenty of Korakuen reviews coming your way, or just maybe just the championship matches. We'll see what the Korakuen looks like. I am not too sure yet, but we do have 2 title matches, and maybe we start previewing Saya versus Momo, please. But we'll have a review up for you on that day. This weekend, however, Stardom is a bit busy. They have a New Blood show headlined by Tehoma versus Rana Yagami. And then on Sunday, it is historic crossover. New Japan Stardom team up and are heading to China for a special show titled Historic Crossover. In your main event will be Rina Ruaka and Natsuko Tora taking on Natsupoi Seriano and Sayaka Carrara. So we'll see if that makes tape, but I wanted to let you all know that match is happening. And then the future Stardom Championship match between Hanako and Aya Sakura takes place on this show as well. So Hanako, just fresh off winning the championship from Hina, will now defend the title in China against Aya Sakura. So something to look out for there. Before we get going here, though, I'll ask you, go check out the Stardom Korakuen show review from last Saturday, talking Saya Kamatani versus Azumi. And that reminds me, go check out the Voices of Wrestling flagship podcast from this week. I was on there to talk Stardom with Rich, talking the success of Saya Kamatani, the success of Stardom this year, and everything in between. If you want some more content from me, go and check that out, please. You can also check out my instant reaction to the announcement of Mayu Iwatani versus Io Sky for Grand Destiny 2025. That's available on the YouTube channel as well. And as always, if you are interested in listening to the reviews and previews in podcast form, you can go subscribe to the podcast feed right now on Spotify and Apple podcast. It is simply Scott E Wrestling. You can find that podcast feed and subscribe. The Stardom review is up there, as well as the Sendai Girls review that I did last week as well. But that's it here from me today. I hope you enjoyed the very first edition of Joshi Weekly. Now, it says weekly. That's if there's no reviews or some other stuff. It will be the show that fills in to talk a little bit here and there, get you caught up on everything in the world of Joshi. So I hope you enjoy this new idea that I have come up with. I hope we continue the videos going. Like I said, next week, if you want to take part in the Q&A, drop a question below, send an email, scottewrestling@gmail.com. DM it to me, Discord, message me, all these different ways to contact me with your question, comment. I read everything. I'll make sure, and we'll do a full big time video of Joshi Q&A, which I'm really, really looking forward to. So please do that. We'll also have a future Joshi episode coming up very soon. Let me look at the schedule of content we have planned here, shall we? Because those two are coming up. Those are the guaranteed next two videos. We'll also be doing a Sareee Ring of Honor review, right? We will review Sareee versus Alex Windsor when that officially airs. I don't know when that airs, but we will be doing that. We'll also have a Stardom Corkin and a Marigold Kirkin reviews on both the 11th and 13th. So something to look forward to there. And in due time, ahead of Grand Destiny, which we'll have previews and reviews for, I'll definitely be doing something special about the tag team that is reuniting one-on-one there as well. So look out for that. But that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed Joshi Weekly here as part of the 5-Star Joshi Show. Just a chance for me to ramble on a little bit, talk about the certain things, Friday Night Gacha, Sareee and Ring of Honor, and so much more. If you have any recommendations for what you want from this weekly edition when it comes around, please let me know. I'd be happy to listen. It's just kind of throwing some things together and having some fun talking Joshi, keeping people up to date. So please, 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 please let me know. And otherwise, I'll see you next time, everyone. So long. See you later. Bye-bye.